AD defensively, as you guys are trying to figure this out, obviously the personnel is really different from last year. Um, does it start at point of attack with like containment and stuff like that, or is it just a matter of like team defense is always going to be team defense and you guys have to get together?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we want to contain the ball one on one, win our one on one matchups. But if a guy get beat, which guys are going to get beat off the dribble or off a closeout, then our team defense have to be there. And it's not just guarding the first action. They drive, kick it, swing, pick and roll, swing, drive. Like, it's multiple actions. And that's where we got to get better, just playing through the whole 24.
Is that where the
And
Warriors got you guys like on second and third stuff more?
yeah, I mean, we kind of covered the first. And there was a second and third action. You got Steph and Poole just running around. If you relax for 1 second, they're flying off. So it's a second, third, fourth action that we got to continue to get better at.
AD, when Avery opted out and didn't join you guys in the bubble, is that something did you guys talk to him about that? And did he explain kind of his situation to any of you guys? And then kind of beyond that, what's it like to have him back after being away for a year and a half?
Yeah, he explained the situation to us. I think it's better if he tell you the situation, but it's something that we respected. Obviously, with everything was going on, guys' families and their personal beliefs or whatever it was, we respected it, and we tried to get him back. I think this summer as well. What he brings to our team is unmatched in this league. Defensively, he comes in and hit two big threes. But just having that defensive presence, pick a guy up 94 feet, get into the ball. And so it was good when we had the opportunity to get him back this year as well. We love him here. Real cool with him. But I think the whole bubble thing is kind of a thing that he should talk to you guys about.
Rob's describing you and LeBron as stakeholders when it comes to roster decision making. So, was there conversations with him at any point this summer about Avery, or right after the Golden State situation happened where he was waived?
No, I think this summer when we knew that he probably could get bought up by Miami,
Yeah.
Houston,
Yeah.
yeah, Houston. It got brought up to us, and Rob obviously asked us because the whole bubble situation and all that, just make sure we were all good. I'm like, we were all good. And then in summer, like I said, we knew we had an opportunity, from the buyout. We talked to him for a little bit, didn't work out. And then we had another opportunity, and we were able to get him the third time around. So, we definitely want him here. Like I said, what he can bring to us defensively and offensively is, something that we need.
Do you think that's something you needed all year long? Because he's in his contract situation, he doesn't have that guarantee yet.
I think it's something that we had to look at when our other guys come back. We got a lot of guys down, so we definitely need them for sure right now. But Wayne's out, K. Nunn is out, Taylor's out. Our wings are down, and so we got to make sure that we fill those spots, and he can do that. If you come in playing like he did, then I don't know how to make those decisions. So. But I know he'll come in and perform, and when that time comes to make those decisions, we'll do what's best for the team.
I know you were talking the other day, you and LeBron, about Russ being hard on himself after the game. What was he like today in practice?
He was himself, just as a person and on the floor. He got to some of his moves from post ups, where he scores, some dribble back downs where he scores, some dribble pull ups off the glass. His go-to when he scores, talking shit. I mean, he's talking shit to everybody and all that. So he was his normal self, and it's good to see that. Obviously, he had a day off to kind of just reflect, get over it, flush it, and then come back to practice and get back to being himself. And then hopefully it carries over tomorrow where he can be Russell Westbrook.
AD, when it comes to being a leader, and not just with Russ, but for this moment, I guess, when it comes to him, have you guys figured out just what he needs in the moments to maybe lock back in, or what you guys can provide and give him?
We know him as a person, as a friend, brother, but it's our first time. I mean, we play on the Olympic team, but that's obviously totally different. All-Star games is totally different. But to play in a season with them. This is me and Brian's first time, and so it takes time to kind of figure out, okay, this is what he needs to, draw him back in, or this is what we need to run to kind of get him going, or this is what he likes to do. Only playing 3 preseason games, him and Brian, so that rhythm is still coming with all 3 of us, but he's very vocal, and we know what he makes sure we know when he doesn't like something. So we're going to make sure that we can do whatever we can to try to help him speed that process up to get him going. But, he'll be fine. He just got to be himself, like I said before, and, everything will work out for him.
Maybe all throughout the preseason, 2 nights ago, you've been playing with a huge amount of energy, really active. Is there like a renewed sense of just love to be out there based on after everything you went through last season?
Oh, for sure. I think last season kind of made me realize I want to play. I love to play the game, and not being able to play for a significant part of the season was just very frustrating. And so now, being out there, wanting to play the preseason games, and after game 1, just have that energy, that sense of urgency, and all the things that you need to be successful. The game of basketball is fun. The guys that we have on the team, they're fun to play with, cool to be around, which makes that a lot easier to go out there. And then when you got, Russell Westbrook out there and it's constantly running around and being a loose cannon out there running around, you kind of just match that energy. You got guys who can push you. Doe, Dwight, DJ, Bron, Melo, all these guys always pushing me to be better and better. And so that kind of brings you more juice. So, but I think a lot of it comes from just not being able to play as much as I wanted to last year.
Right. When it comes to individual honors, do you ever play or think about being MVP in the league, defensive player of the league, those things that you have?
When the season's over, hopefully I can be in those talks. I always want to be in the conversation. I think I'm that caliber of player, but while I'm playing or in the course of a season, I don't really listen to it. Obviously, my teammates kind of tell me like, "Yo, this is what we need. This is what we need. This is what we want you to get." But me personally, I don't really think about it much. If it happens, it happens. If I go out there and do what I'm supposed to do, hopefully it comes. But it's not something that I go out there in every game like, okay, you need to go win MVP this game, and this game needs to be a significant game or crazy game. Go get 50 and stuff like that. I just play within the game and let the game come to me. And by the end of the year, if that's enough to win an individual award, then I'll be glad.
Is it important to be considered a really good or great 2-way player in the league?
I think I am. I mean, I don't think it's many 2-way players in the league, so I think I'm already up there. But it's something that I don't want to get away from. I want to make sure I'm able to keep that narrative where I, can be effective on the offensive end and the defensive end.
All right, we'll end with Trudell on Zoom, please.
Hey, what's up, Anthony? Just considering what the personnel is this year, maybe being a little smaller on the
Wait,
perimeter.
is that a Padres hat?
With the Ariza, what's that?
Is that a Padres hat?
No, it's South Bay.
Oh, okay. I was say that's D. Oh my God.
Yeah, appreciate you asking that. It's definitely not a Packers hat. I can tell you that.
It's past week 5, so we take no more bandwagon applications anymore. So, yeah.
I can say anything about Aaron Rodgers in the future.
All right, thank you. That's it.
All right. Are we good?
Yep.
Does that change how you would play at all, and how you can play when you guys are small? Just given that typically in the past couple of years you've had some bigger personnel with you at the 5, but how does that affect things, and how does that, if at all, affect the way that you play defense this year?
I think when I'm at the 4, we got another guy, Dwight or DJ out there. Defensively, it allows me to roam a little bit more, so I can get the weak side blocks and the weak side steals and things like that. When I'm at the 5, I'm usually in the paint a lot, or in a pick and roll. So if a guy's coming off or he swings it and the guy drive, I'm not usually there to help as much. So that's the main difference. But also it helps us with our defense when I'm at the 5, where we can just switch everything to keep guys in front. You know, when I'm not, you know, then we got the other bigs who we don't want to switch with, and now, you know, we in rotations, and so that's the thing that we're looking at. You know, that's the thing we're looking at on the defensive end to try to figure out what helps us best. You know, a couple seasons ago, we played big with JaVale and Dwight, and the end of quarters, midway through quarters, we switched to me at the 5. So that's something we're also looking at. So I think it's going to take a couple games just to see what's most beneficial for our team and go from there.
A bunch of guys talked about how hard on himself Russ was after Tuesday's game. What was it like getting back in the office and sort of going back to practice today?
A lot of times that's all it takes. Get back in the office, get back in the lab, watch some film. And I think when you go back and watch the film, things don't look as bad as they may feel when you're going through it. So that kind of, you know, release a lot of things that you may be thinking or feeling at that moment. So it's over for me in that sense. First game is over. You know, it's a long season. I don't think nobody will be talking about this game in a couple months. So for him, it's just about just staying with it. He know how to play the game. He's been through this multiple times, multiple years. He know what he has to do to get going or get himself going, or, you know, make him feel a little bit more comfortable. We have to help him a little bit more, but it's something we all figuring out at the same time. But there's no need for him to. It's easier said than done, but there's no need for him to feel the way that he may felt after that first game.
How did the pump fake free throw look on the film?
That was funny as hell, I'll tell you. It wasn't really a pump fake, so I didn't really see the whole thing. I went up and the ball hit my forehead. So if I'd have continued, it would have been an air ball. So I was like, I'm not taking the air ball, so I'll just, you know, take the violation. I'd rather take the violation than the air ball. So it's the little things that people don't see within the game, and that was one of them.
A better moment that I think all of us saw was you being announced by Lawrence Panther coming in as a Laker for the first time in a regular season game, and the crowd really seemed to respond.
Yeah.
What that ovation make you feel, and you know, was that like a welcome to the Lakers moment?
Yeah, but it just made me feel at home. Like, it didn't feel like this was a new environment or new situation. Like, I felt right at home. I felt comfortable coming right in, playing. But just hearing the fans, you know, cheer for me the way that they cheered and stand up and, you know, give me that ovation. That always make you feel good and make you feel comfortable, make you feel confident. Especially coming from Lakers fans, because I done battled with the Lakers for so many times, so many years. So for them to be cheering for me and you know, wearing a Lakers uniform, it's a different feeling, I can tell you that.
Technically speaking, the ball not hitting the rim that time, on the free throw.
Huh?
Technically, that was not an air ball per se, but the ball didn't hit the rim.
Yeah, I mean, it looks better. It looks better than an air ball. So I'll take it. I'll take that.
You're as uniquely qualified, maybe as anybody in this league, to know what it's like to go in from a Russ-sized role in an offense that he had in Washington, being around other super capable players.
Mm-hmm.
How fine of a line is it between wanting to fit in versus like being yourself? And is that just sort of a fight, I guess? Like,
It can be.
Yeah.
It can be. But again, I really don't know exactly what he's thinking or going through his head. You know, we're there to keep him positive, keep him motivated, keep him understanding, like, you know, there's only one game. We figure it out. You will figure it out. We'll help you figure it out. But yeah, I know what it's like. I know what it's like going from here and being the you know, wearing the white hat on the team to, you know, being one of the guys who wear the white hat on the team. So it's a different feeling, it's a different emotion, it's a different mindset that you have to have. So yeah, I can speak from firsthand experience what those feelings are like.
What's the thing people get most wrong about it? I think sometimes people think it's like a matter of like want to and stuff like that.
No, it's just a matter of, I mean, you hit it. It's just a matter of wanting to figure it out so badly, wanting to still be who you are, wanting to still fit in with everything else. So it's a battle with everything. You know, coming back home also, you know, dealing with that, you know, I don't want to say pressure, but understanding, you know, the stakes, you know, what's at stake, us trying to win a championship. But us trying to win a championship is not going to be established on the first night, you know, especially with a group of guys that we have.
Hey, Melo, with so many of you guys being such close friends, how different does this season feel?
Already?
Already.
Damn, that's a couple
even
weeks.
In practices, like that's
It's been only a couple weeks, but what I can tell you, it's been great. You know, I because it's the level of respect that we have for one another, and not just from a basketball standpoint or skill level, but as people. Like we respect each other as men. I think when you have that type of respect on the court and off the court, it makes things easier. You know, it's quick things that you said is done. You know, you don't have to go through trying to figure it out. This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. We talk it out. If it's something that we disagree on, we sit in the film session. We talk on the text. We call each other. We FaceTime, and we figure it out. So I think having that makes this experience, you know, better, fun, and so far a great experience so far.
like, is there already more communication at this point in the season than there typically is on other teams?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, with the guys that we have, yeah for sure. For sure. It's never a quiet moment around here, I can tell you that.
If you maintain this role, what would it mean to be considered sixth man of the year? Go ahead, ask you.
Yeah,
Not that you're gonna maintain this role. But
yeah, but but it's different. Like you can have that. I think having that mentality, you know, kind of force you or pushes you to play at a high level every night. Right, and not look in front of you or beside you and say, hey, I got so-and-so, I got this, I got that. Understanding what I have to do in those roles in order to help this team. So in my mind, it's not about winning a Sixth Man of the Year award. It's about being the best sixth man for our team, if that's the case. And knowing that, I have something to look forward to night in and night out, knowing that I got to come in fully prepared and ready to go.
All right, we'll do one more on Zoom with Alan Steele.
Hey Carmelo, you mentioned, obviously one game is not going to dictate anything. Just I want to, from what you've seen so far, going through the training camp and that game, just your thoughts on what's that progression like 30 days from now, 60 days from now? Just, I'm curious to see what you think this team will be as you get a month into the season, 2 months. Can you kind of play that out a little bit?
No, because I can't see it. It ain't here. So it's hard to say where we would be at in 1 month from now. I don't even know where we're going to be at tomorrow or Sunday. So it's honestly, it's very hard to say where we would be at in a month. I have an idea where we should be at. You know, we definitely should be better than we are today in 30 days. We should have some type of continuity, some camaraderie, some cohesiveness out there on the court. You know, things are starting to shape up and shape their way into form within 30 days, a month from now. But I don't know, man. I don't know what's gonna happen. For me, I'm not afraid of the unknown, right? I'm not afraid of the dark. I'm not afraid of going through the journey. So I'm interested in knowing what's gonna happen in 30 days too when we get there. You can ask me this again in 30 days.